New and improved are the two most important words in American marketing. This is neither, because you cannot make Mother Nature more perfect than this plant. This is called an African Adenium. Did I pronounce it correctly?
I'm surprised you did.
Thank you. This plant will grow in a pot in your home for up to 100 years. I'll tell you why I fell in love with this plant. My father is reaching his 100th birthday.
Wow, that's awesome.
And the stories that he now tells me of what it was like growing up in the 1920s. I want you to imagine, this is like a modern day floral bonsai. Is that fair?
Correct. That is totally correct.
And there are two colors that are now available. It's by far the biggest one that you folks bring to us. And imagine for Valentine's Day, instead of giving a dozen dead roses that'll wilt in 2 weeks, to giving your loved one something that you say, this will last for 100 years. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Welcome back, Derek.
Now you
Welcome
have to
back.
remember me for 100 years. I'm just kidding. No, it's an amazing gift.
It is.
And it's easy to take care of. That's what makes it an amazing gift. If it was a lot of intricate things that you had to do all the time, then it might feel burdensome. But actually, this houseplant, first of all, it blooms 6 months every year. It never dies back. It's got green leaves pretty much all year round, and you only water it once to twice a month.
That's it. That's it. And look at it. It isn't just a gorgeous flowering exotic plant.
Oh yeah.
It's like having this cool tree
in
in your home.
Check out the base of this, Dan.
Yeah.
Because if you from bottom to top, there's something very interesting to look at. First of all, this trunk looks like it came right out of Lord of the Rings of the Hobbit. And I notice a lot of men are immediately attracted to have, houseplants, men aren't really like that interested, but when they see this, say, I gotta have that.
Well, because it's like it's got a story. It's
Definitely.
It's just different. I mean, this thing looks like it came out of a jungle in a movie in a place that we will never be. And where do these actually hail from?
They actually hail from Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and in the desert.
Africa's a pretty big place. Are we talking a desert plant?
There's a few locations, but it's mostly in the desert, exactly. Now, as you come up here, you're going to see branches in a trunk, just like on a large tree, but in miniature form. And then the canopy here, we've got these jade green leaves with the double flowered petaled varieties. Now, what I mean by that is that a typical adenium flower only has 5 petals on it.
Okay.
These have somewhere like 10 to 15 petals on each, so giving a very full
Beautiful.
And lush, it's almost like a rose on a tree.
Guys, ballpark, because I should know this. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble. Stephanie, do you know, what's a dozen roses cost nowadays? Yeah, that's true. I'm asking. Yeah, that's true. Like you're going to sell cut roses.
I know.
Okay, Tony, my producer, you're in trouble a lot.
About 40, 50 bucks.
Like 65 bucks. I'm asking people to spend 40. This is what you send them. That's
it's a great point. First of all, we've been growing this for a few years, okay? And this is the largest size that we offer.
It's 2 years old.
Correct.
When you ship it to whoever picks up the phone and calls us right now.
Now, when you get this home, check that out. All these flower buds. Now, these are going to open up for you. And remember, you're getting them at the right time. And when you get this home, you can leave it in the pot, or you can expand the pot a little bit to a ceramic, bulb tray.
Is there a rule that the bigger the pot, the bigger the plant?
Yes, but you don't want to start out with a large pot immediately. You want to graduate it up over time.
How big will it get?
Well, in the wild, they can reach about 6 to 7 feet tall, but in your house, they'll probably only stay around 2.5 to 3 feet, and that's in a very large pot. But you can see here, that is actually a very old adenium.
That's got to be,
in a small
50,
pot.
60 years of age?
No, it's about 8 to 9 years, but it's small, so because it's in a small pot. Now there's the double yellow, these light brushes of pink. These are the most rare form of adenium. And that's why we're so happy to offer it today, because as a houseplant, you don't want something common, you don't want something boring. Imagine that on your kitchen table with filtered sunlight through the window, because that's all this needs. In terms of care, I mean, outside in the wild, these things, nobody's watering them in the desert, and they lived up to 100 years.
And I think that is just the coolest thing. The purple has been more popular.
Yep.
But I got to tell you, the yellow is much more limited.
That is correct. They're
So,
both very rare.
I urge you to even consider this concept. Oh, thank you.
Now, the double purple here and the double yellow in the house, they want to be in a sunny window.
Right.
They want to be watered once to twice a month, and they don't want you to touch them for anything else.
That's it.
And the reason why is because they don't want to be babied. They like to be on their own and neglected.
That's so much like me. I think it's one of the most fascinating plants. By the way, give this as a gift to Valentine's Day to the grumpiest person you love. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. Because when you start seeing this thing bloom and you start seeing it grow and you tell them the story that this could last for 100 years, it becomes a really strong connection between the individual you give it to and the person who gave it
That's very
to you
true.
as well. So I think it's one of the coolest plants that you folks have ever done. I've got my other little bonsai that I bought from you 5, 6 years ago.
Perhaps,
But
yeah.
this is the biggest one that they do. And it's the one that lives the longest. Usually anything that's bonsai is tough to work with.
You're very right. You know, these are naturally bonsai. So, you know, if you ever took a bonsai class, you got to take wires and wrap it on.
Yeah, you're
It's way
training
too much
a
work.
tree.
This
Yep.
literally does it on its own. It's amazing.
And no two will ever be alike.
That is correct. I mean, look at the
Coolest
difference
stuff.
in these two. That's why I love it, because, you know, if you get more than one, I mean, I highly recommend getting one of each.
I get one of each. Yeah, get one of each. I've
Then-
got 2 granddaughters,
Yeah,
and this way they can tell which one's whose,
that's a
Why
nice
not?
way to do it.
right?
I mean, you could just write their name on it.
Why
but
was that funny? I just never had grandkids. No, oh, wait, they fight over everything. You wait. Okay, we've had over 300 that have been ordered in this short presentation alone. This is the magic of gardening. This is how you get young people fired up. And I tell you what, when you were a little kid, at what age, Derek, did you know that plants, I mean, they were a part of your life since you were a toddler, that it was going to be a part of your future?
Oh, probably 7 or 8.
Okay.
Because my dad had me working flower shows at that age, and I was good at it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And he paid me well.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to do this as long as I can, Dad.
So basically, you just outed your dad on child labor laws. It's okay. Where is he, by the way? Is he back home in Indiana? Yes. Good.
It's relaxing.
The Walling family is one of the kindest, most generous, truly sweet group of people that I've ever met. And I'm not, kissing up to them just because we all hail from exactly the same place in America and in Indiana. And if you're not like that, they make you move to Michigan. So that's not true. I made that up. That's not even accurate. But they really are good people. And it's also interesting that this passion started with your great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother, that is correct.
Can we tell that story real quick? Sure. Okay, this woman on her own, this would have been what, about the 1950s?
Yes.
About 1950s, is brave enough to go to the World's Fair in New York by herself. This is a woman from
64, and my dad was born in 64.
Can we get in here? I know you don't have a mic on. Talk into here.
So,
Tell the story.
Yeah, the year I was born was 64, and my dad and my grandmother had 100 feet of space in New York's World's Fair selling plants.
That they rented.
Yeah, yep.
It was a big risk.
From Hawaii, a lot of them Hawaii.
Right.
We did lavender. We did essential oils back then.
Yep.
And that was a 6-month deal for him. And now we come out here and sell for 3 or 4 months a year. So it's kind of the same thing.
And they do it better than anybody else.
Thank you. We love you too.
This is fun for me. Planting should be fun. It should be magical. To be able to have something in your home. I don't even have to go out in the backyard to see this. To see something that could live for 100 years and give you this much beauty over and over again. Derek, thank you. Over
Thank
400. That double yellow is going quick. Guys, if we sell out of our quantity of the double, can I get them back in? Not till next year, because they have to come from Africa. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, this next plant, I'm telling you